Hello, and welcome to ETV Entertainment Television everywhere in the Treasure Valley. I'm your host, Brad Rowan, and this weekend, well, it is Father's Day, so we've got a great show. Also like to remind you that the National Old Time Fiddle Contest and Festival is coming to town. But first, to tell us about the movies coming up, here's Sean the Movie Guy.
Hi, I'm Ken.
Barbie, have we ever met?
I would have remembered.
It shouldn't be much of a surprise by now, but Pixar's back with another great animated summer film, and this time out there's a mild retro kick as we revisit Buzz, Woody, and all the gang in Toy Story 3.
What's happening? We're getting thrown out, you idiot. That's what's happening.
The toys have more abandonment issues as their owner, Andy, prepares to leave for college. They have to decide if they want to spend the rest of their existence donated to a daycare facility, or if they'd rather wait for Andy up in the attic. Either way, we get some mild slapstick adventure, a lot of heart, and one more go-around with the toys.
Hey, what happened to your face? Cut myself shaving. What happened to yours?
In a very different vein is Jonah Hex, with Josh Brolin starring as an Old West gunslinger looking for a little revenge on the man who burned and scarred his face.
We didn't near settle our score.
The big-name cast includes John Malkovich and Megan Fox, but it's the dangerous, cool vibe of the graphic novel that should draw fans over to Jonah Hex. And that's what's doing the movies this week. I'm Sean Brad, the Movie Guy for ETV.
And joining me now is Sean the Movie Guy. Sean, Toy Story 3, the kids are tugging at me going, Daddy!
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I think about Toy Story and part of me wonders, is it still fresh? I mean, 15 years now since the original Toy Story came out. Are Buzz and Woody, they're nostalgic characters. We certainly want to see them, but is there still that sense of freshness, uniqueness? Will it drive the kids to the story? I think it will. I think we identified Toy Story 3 as being one of the films to watch this summer, if not the big film. Iron Man 2 is probably considered to be the number one film this summer, you know. But hey, look, I thought Toy Story 3 was a lot of nostalgic fun. Good for parents because it's sort of dealing with this relationship thing where, you know, what is the toy's relationship to a kid after the kid grows up and goes to college? Right? How do you deal with that? And it's kind of interesting because the toys are going to go off and they have to decide, do they want to stay at a daycare facility or if they want to wait for Andy to grow up and grow old and then get all nostalgic and pull the toys out of the attic.
And my 2- and 4-year-old are going to be, making sense of all this. It's like, Daddy, when I go to college, what are my toys going to do?
Well, and I'll tell you what's really interesting is at its heart, this is a prison escape movie, and I won't tell you too much details.
Okay.
But that is an adult concept for what is ostensibly a children's film. A great film, story's very good, acting's very good. 3D, I'm not sure about the 3D, but certainly 3D is the trend, so you understand why Toy Story 3 is in 3D. Certainly, if you want the quality film of the summer, I think this is the one. Toy Story 3 in 3D. There you go. It's your big film of the summer.
Sounds great. And then what have we got coming up for the flicks?
Over at the flicks, we have, quite frankly, they haven't really changed anything. Looking for Eric, City Island, Harry Brown, and The Good Heart are the big ones. They've had a lot of special events this week, though. Boise Pride's been there. They have Burma VJ that's going to be there on Friday. A great documentary if you want to check out about these guys trying to deal with the unrest and political upheaval in their country. So Burma VJ is certainly one you want to check out. Over on home DVD, I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's a great week on home DVD. The Book of Eli is probably the big one. That's Denzel Washington, sort of a dystopian, post-apocalyptic thing where, he's trying to protect some book. We won't spoil it to tell you what the book is, but if you saw the trailer, you know what he's trying to protect. Sort of Denzel, I will watch Denzel Washington in almost anything. So it's worth seeing for that. It's worth seeing for the production design. I don't think it's a great sci-fi movie, but it's kind of fun. When in Rome, a mediocre love story. Kristen Bell, Youth in Revolt, Family Guy Volume 8 is probably the one that I'm most excited about. But that's, so sort of a week on home DVD.
A little catching up from the previous weeks, though, anyway.
There you go.
All right, and then I know there's some new productions that are opening up in local theater.
Local theater, of course, the Idaho Shakespeare Festival has opened up, Midsummer Night's Dream. Check that out. The two new films that have opened up this week, you have Starlight Mountain Theater. They're doing The Wizard of Oz, and you want to check that one out. We're going to talk a little bit more with them next week's show. The big one over at Music Theater of Idaho, the Nam Pacific Center, is Into the Woods. Into the Woods is a story about all the fairy tales that are coming, and they come together, and so you have Rapunzel, and you have the Wicked Witch, and all those fun things.
Sounds like a Shrek type thing.
Yeah, very much, and it's a Stephen Sondheim score, so it's a lot of fun. Into the Woods over at the Nam Pacific Center.
Sounds great. Thanks so much for the updates on that, Sean. And coming up right after this, Amy Atkins with all the live events going on right here as ETV continues.